stance is required in just a moment. We'll get to it because the action's about to happen.
So Lunatic-Hai should be able to win the shield battle when it comes to having the Soldier and the Roadhog together, and Misfits doesn't have that Soldier extra damage, so it's really hard for Reinforce to keep his shield up. But you can already see him already being almost broken, down to a sliver of HP, just trying to charge up that nano boost out of Nevix before they do go for that engage.
Yeah, and look at Nevix, 83% charge, as you say, that has built it up massively. Toby's going to get close, but Zebasai chasing down Esker, trying to catch him around the side, gets a quick deflect, but will get dropped out of his suit. There's going to be the tactical visor, I can't even get the words out. Eventually will manage to find himself the easy kill. Esker gets the second, that's Zave going down, and the Graviton Surge blocks them all in to perfection, and Misfits will get cleared out.
Wow, they want this kill. They want Reinforce. He's just going to back away. He's going to be fine. But we have to point out the timings of that actual battle that went on. Because Misfits, they got the D-suit onto Toby, and that was their moment to like, let's engage, let's go, let's make this fight happen right now. The problem was that Zebasai lost his exosuit, which allowed Esker to get a perfect tactical visor off where he couldn't really be contested. So really unfortunate for Misfits there, but they're going for the attack again. They have the Earthstrike for Reinforce, he connects on a 3, he hits support!
Dean doesn't get the nano boost off. He's been taken down before the nano boost comes out. This is a big start for Misfits here. They could be getting the point in the second push here, but they're looking for targets. They need to pick on the target. You can see them trying to jack them down. Oh, he who hooks last wins, and that is always the case. Manaton will go down, and it looks like Lunatic-Hai are going to be a hold on here. Tavik pushes round, the Reinforce comes in, but the respawn is going to be a trickle now coming through. Tavik picks himself up a quick double there with Toby going down as well. We'll see where they're going to try and push in. Tavik, though, look at this. He's got Graviton Surge. He's pushed them away from the point. They have it captured.
Yeah, there's no way that Lunatic-Hai can really contest this anymore. But again, the real key point of that fight was the speed boost out of Zave on the Lucio. Because he allowed Reinforce to just run straight past Miro's shield, he got a perfect Earth Shatter down onto multiple targets. That, like, you cannot have that happen, and that's the downside of not having a Lucio of your own team.
I didn't actually see whether Dean was in there, but I got to assume he was.
Yeah, he was.
Because he had his
Dean
ulti ready. Didn't manage to get it off. There's going to be a self-destruct launched in there. Oh, it catches Reinforce. That's a big kill, taking that tank down. But of course, there's a couple more tanks to back in there. But without that big shield, it could be a big deal. Tavik having to back away at the moment. They have to respect the damage that can get outputted by Esker and co. from range on that Soldier 76, and they backed away from the payload for now.
Yeah, Misfits, they kept their ultimates though, because they didn't rush into anything. You saw Tavik try to keep his Graviton Surge up, though, with him getting caught out there. It means the Misfits have to wait a little bit longer before they can go for the refight, but Jae Hong actually goes down the Zarya, which does give Misfits the man advantage to push in. A self-destruct's going to come in as well. Is he going to hit? He's actually going to catch out on a Dean somehow. That's the Antiprayer now down. That's their solo support now gone, and Lunatic-Hai can't even run away from this fight.
Reinforce swinging away with the hammer, and that's going to be Misfits rolling on through. And more importantly, they only used one single ulti to make that work. A big deal. 5 ultis still stacked up, and look at this. Look how aggressive they're going. Zebasai hopping around. The top level has been taken over. The high ground is lost.
You're not taking that back.
Yeah, the high ground is completely lost. And now, look at, they've got 5 ultis to push in on this fight. Sure, they're against 4. Dean gets himself the nano surge off, but he's not going to catch him. Manaton just pops off the whole hog, gets himself a quick double. Misfits just going to keep rolling through. The Wild West is not going to hold them back.
But Reinforce, the Earth Shatter he hit, I think he caught like 4 or 5 people. I think they forced somehow Miro to turn to look towards Manaton with the whole hog being used, which gave him the opportunity to lay that Earth Shatter down, catch him out, and not to mention give him the second checkpoint.
Well, they haven't quite hit it yet. There's the Graviton Surge. Reinforce swinging away with a hammer. Zave picks himself up a quick double. The focus fire working well, but there's going to be the whole hog coming out. Is it going to be responsive? It's not going to be enough. Doesn't even get the kill on Zave there, despite the hook. Good little save there coming out from Nevix. Keeps him alive, and now the point is hit. And that's just shy of 4 minutes on the board, moving into the final section. That's a pretty decent time so far for Misfits.
Tavik is so quick. He is so fast at getting those shields up in time. He actually was able to save on Zave there by getting the shield up while the hook came in, so he didn't get bursted down in time. And keep in mind, like, you see Tavik normally on these DPS roles being, you know, really good, like Hanzo and Pharah and such, but you have to keep in mind, he did play Zarya for a rogue for a little bit of time to actually help him out, to try to transition him into a different kind of style. So he knows every single hero in this game. Lunatic-Hai, though, they haven't really been able to put up a good defense at all. And again, another hook's going to come back through. Miro's going to hook back into the team, and the self-destruct going to be used in the back line.
It's kind of launched a little misfire there. He kind of got caught, almost snagged up where the health is, just around the side. So he didn't really get a great deal. But Tavik took down Esker, which is a big deal. We talked about it at the start. Really, the only main damage dealer. Obviously, it's a big tanky lineup. But once that damage dealer's down, it kind of limits what they can do. You can see Jae Hong just being pushed away from the side there, chucked around the side. So he's kind of splits away from his team. He gets singled out. And now Misfits continue to roll on around. Just 3 minutes going. That hook looked like it landed. Yes, it did. Toby got taken down. And Misfits, well, they're pushing through.
Oh, no,
Dean is completely caught out. No man's land. Oh, caught out by the right click from Tiebreaker.
And now they have the Graviton Surge. As long as this doesn't get eaten up by the defense majors, this could be enough for them to finish off this game. Miro, he's going to have the Earth Shudder. He has the only ultimate up for his team. Toby almost has a Sound Bearer, and it's do or die time.
Graviton Surge going to get straight down. It does unfortunately pull them right down the VIP. The shield is going to hold from Miro. Graviton Surge countered straight in there. Is it going to be enough? Reinforce gets took down, but it gets Nano boosted out there. Is it going to be enough? That's the question. It looks like they may well have just held it briefly here. They are going to keep Misfits at bay, so they hold on for now. And now we see changes. Uh-oh, to Beacon Bastion.
Yeah, so actually that's not really an impossible thing to see because you're going to be fighting
Well,
for the
tanks,
payload.
yeah.
As long as he has Reinforcer to protect him, then he gets a lot of extra damage off. You have the Defense Matrix as well, so if you get him set up, who's actually going to take him down? You have to hope for a hook, but Reinforcer there to block with a shield. So it's going to be really difficult for Lunatic-Hai to really deal with this, which means Miro won't really have a chance to keep his shield up and available, which ideally should give Reinforcer a good time and some easier shatters.
Well, with the payload, as you say, literally, what, 3 meters away. It's not got a great deal of travel. Now Bastion gets himself set up. He's going to straight away get the push straight in his face. Nemo, the pin on the wall, get wrecked. Miro comes flying through. The best part was it was kind of blocked by D.Va in front of him, and then before he knew it, there was a Reinhardt in his face. That is going to slow them down. Now, has his gambit backfired on them? The question is, because there's only a minute left. They have managed to pick up a few kills. They see Eska go down once again. But more importantly, the tanks of Lunatic-Hai hold steady.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, for Misfits there at least, is that switching Tiebreaker off the Zarya over to the Bastion wasn't really a loss because they already used the Graviton Surge, so that was already down. It's not like you lost out a big ultimate to switch to Bastion, which now he's gone towards Reaper. So he's looking to get the high ground. Reaper can be really good against these tank setups, but it's still really hard to deal with when you have Tasia over on the Roadhog. Self-destruct will come in, Reinforcing has to block that one out. He'll be able to do just that. But I'm surprised to see Miro actually not charge him down to eliminate that shield so he can actually blow people up.
Oh, Jaehong being taken down. That's a big kill. The Hog's been down as well. There's the whole Hog from Manhattan. That's going to blast them back into one area, basically doing a Graviton Surge in itself as it forces them away from the wall. Sound barrier gets dropped. Zave not quite got his own at the moment, but Toby's getting picked up, forced away at the moment as the respawns come in their favor. Nano boost, hook in there. No, that's not going to work. Not really the target you're after. Zebasai, though, takes down the Tracer spam now coming out. Is it going to be enough? They keep on pushing through. Lunatic-Hai batted away. Reinforced got his Earth Shatter ready and waiting to go, just trying to find the right moment to slam it down.
He's looking for it. The problem is Miro keeps his shield up. He only catches Eska with this one. The Graviton Surge can be there to follow up to save Eska's life. He's going to go back into the fire. 2 quick kills for Misfits, but we're in overtime.
Eska making that change. He's now onto the switch across. He's not on the Soldier anymore, but it doesn't matter because he's on the D.Va and he's managed to pick up the kill. That's the important one. Miro going down doesn't matter because the rest of his team are back in support. Zebasai trying to work them down, but they can't clear it out. We're into overtime already, and they're struggling to get them kills. They don't have the damage.
They don't really have much of anything. Jaehong, those guys have such an easy opportunity to pick up kills from the side with the sleeping D.Va towards his right-hand side. Zave is still alive on the payload. He's still trying to distract as well as Nevic's there, but they're slowly being pushed away.
Tavik's about to get his ulti off. Is the Reaper copter going to be enough? The self-destruct is available in just a moment. There's Reaper. Is he available to go? Zave drops the beat. Look for Tavik. He's sat in the middle at the moment, waiting to get it off. You can see he's getting batted down. He's going to have to go into Wraith form. He can't manage to book his ulti off at the moment. He's got to find the right time. Is it going to be enough? Doesn't really get anyone, but it does force them away from the payload. Gets himself the 1 kill around the side there. Overtime is still continuing to tick. They just need to clear off 2 people. There's going to be the Tracer. They get it eventually. There it is. Misfits will get themselves the time on the board. Of course, it will be in overtime.
Those 4 people there, ideally, should be able to pick up a kill or 2 and just dislodge it from that position. And with the help of the Discord orb out of Dean, it's just going to absolutely melt people. So Miro, we're going to finally be able to see him on Winston, which we praised him for so much before the game started. And everyone else out there knows his Winston. Even Blizzard headquarters knows his Winston. We'll see how it's going to pull off.
Well, this is interesting because this is almost the tanky setup, although granted it's not 4, it's still 3. It's like the main tanky setup the NIP brought out, up against Lunatic-Hai, who using what kind of failed against it. We're going to see how it's going to work this time around. Manhattan gets Tajan down straight away, but Tavik has been picked off. That was the focus fire they wanted. Manhattan's also going to get taken down around the side. No! He gets his heel off just in time, backs away. The Bunny Blaster not going to be enough for you. Save gets around the side, gets himself a double on Jaehong and Eska, and quickly they will hold. Miro, the untouchable, will leap out. Oh, he got taken down by Manhattan in the end.
So that hook out of Manta on Atasia actually just completely stopped that fight for them, because with taking that Tracer down, you don't allow Jaehong to get the resets off as much as he wants to, as again, just dash through everyone. Tivik did die, yes, but it's a soldier. He can run back extremely quickly. Yeah. So it's not really that big of a deal. And how many times have we seen Zave on the kill feed?
I know, right?
This man's getting doubles left and right.
He's just on the cleanup duty, but more importantly, that is accurate cleanup duty. Landing those shots again. Lunatic-Hai build up. This time they have themselves the high ground. They're going to try and push on through.
And Lunatic-Hai, they have a composition that when they get ultimates, it's really hard to beat this. So pretty much it's just a matter of time before they get this point. It's just Misfits trying to stall as long as they possibly can. How does Eska get charged backwards out of reinforce? That's the D.Va now down and desuited.
And Zave, of course, picks up the kill. Why not? Who else? Jaehong's trying to get around the side, but he's going to have to back away from here, because as soon as Taejon gets taken down, they have to respect. And you know what? Misfits got it on the second attack, remember. So already they've delayed enough. We're closing in on the 2-minute mark.
Manaton.
And Manaton not quite landing that hook. So
no,
close.
he hit it, but he's like, I don't want this hook. I don't want it. I'm running away. I'm getting out of this. So yeah, they've managed to take Lunatic-Hai down like with one person on the entry that Lunatic-Hai's trying to go for. By securing that initial kill, you kind of eliminate that potential for the big blow up that they're going to have in a few seconds. But yeah, with the Dragon Blade available here, Jaehong is going to go to the backside.
Run for your life! It's just Jaehong is coming, but it doesn't matter because Tivik turns him down. That was a nano-boosted Genji that got picked off there, and that has stopped this attack dead in its tracks. And that is Misfits holding strong once again. We're down to 130 before they get another attack. Oh, the rocket lands.
That was just a really good read, I think, in general, by Misfits there, knowing that they're trying to go for this comp where they have Jaehong on the Genji being nano-boosted, trying to take down the big damage dealer, then cycle it through everyone else. But Tivik put himself away from the rest of his team, and then when he saw him coming in, he got nano-boosted for the extra damage reduction, and he got focused healed out of Nevix, so he actually couldn't be eliminated from that one at all. So really well done by Misfits to read into that.
Well, SK has self-destruct. If you can get it into that top of the saloon, it will clear them out. You can see them holding the point at the moment, sitting comfortable with a cup of coffee on the go. But the question is, can they hold them back? Taejon gets around the side. Now, they have to go to the point. At the moment, they're not really keeping it in there. Zebasai's the only one that's got his toe in the water. There's goes the sound barrier. That's Lunatic-Hai's going in there. Tavik's got his tactical visor ready and waiting to go, but at the moment he's got a D.Va in his face and he can't keep alive in his heal shield. That's not going to be enough. So Tavik now down. Zebasai picked off Miro, though, the unkillable. There's the self-destruct going out. That's going to launch onto the point. It forces Lunatic-Hai to separate, but I think they've done enough. Manaton reinforced now going down. It looks like it should be Lunatic-Hai picking this point up with 30 seconds to go.
Ideally, it should be Taejon gets himself a double kill. Nevix actually the sleep dart onto before he gets slept, and eventually he will be picked off here, but the point will be captured. The Misfits, they bought a hell of a lot of time. 20 seconds left before they did finally capture that first checkpoint, and now they have to finish the whole map.
Yeah, this is going to be a real test of wills. Remember, the Wild West section was barely a test for the Misfits last time they attacked. Now, interested in using that, using the Fire Strike to build his shield up there. Obviously, that's something that did change in the patch. It was a part of it, as well as obviously the Genji needing the double swing instead of the single swing to break the shield. We'll keep our eye on that one. We'll get to the patch notes later on, if and when we see Symmetra eventually make an appearance.
Keep in mind, Lunatic-Hai, they're not using a Reinhardt. So A, they can't really block out a self-destruct that easily, except by using the Winston shield. And B, they can't stop an Earthshatter from coming through. But somehow Reinforce gets picked off. He had the Earthshatter that could completely shut down Lunatic-Hai, now Tavik's being pressured.
Yeah, that's a real problem. It forces them back, and it does mean the Wild West section is slowly being lost, where you can heal them up as much. Tavik can't get away. Oh, he got the heal. Is it going to be enough? The sleep dart comes in. Tavik runs away, but the rest of his team have been picked off. Tavik survives, though, and that's impressive work despite from Nevix.
It's just been a constant battle between these two, between Tivik and Eska. He's just trying to focus him down, trying to eliminate him, trying to take him out of this equation, which is exactly what you need to do as a D.Va. But here we go. The Earthshatter's what I was talking about before. There's no Reinhardt Lunatic-Hai. So the only chance you're going to block out his Earthshatter is Miro's shield, which is now on cooldown. Somehow Jaehong actually eats with his own shield, and only one or two people got caught in that.
Yeah, Reinforce did get Toby down, and that's quite important because he had sound barrier ready and waiting to go. So he did manage to get off. He did just catch a glimpse of Tavik getting nano boosted there. He manages to get himself the damage down. Zebasai has the ulti ready to go for self-destruct. Eska just getting away. Yeah, I was going to say, is he going to allow that? Are they going to allow Eska to get away? He has. He got away with next to no health there. Could have obviously been desuited, but it didn't matter. But it's forced them back, more importantly. And now in the minute on the clock, they've still yet to hit that second payload marker.
I think they really wanted that D2.
Technically the first payload marker, but you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We're good. Zebasai's actually set up for a self-destruct to come through. Miro has switched over, though, from Winston to Reinhardt. So ideally, she would have blocked this out, but if Reinforce hits the charge and stops Miro from actually doing anything about this, it's not going to catch. Oh, actually, it didn't even connect at all. I think he missed through it.
Yeah, nano boost goes down. That's going to be Out onto Miro, actually, that's charging through there. You can see Taejon's got himself whole hog ready to go. They've had to respect it. The hook on Tavik. That's going to mean the point is going to get captured here. I don't think there's a great deal I can do to keep them at bay here. Reinforce coming around, doesn't have his charge ready and waiting. Manaton's getting hit off. There's going to be the whole hog pushing them all back away from the payload. But they're hanging on well at the moment. We're down to 27 seconds. Miro's finally taken down Manaton. So the tank is down. But remember, Tavik has switched now. He's gone over towards the Tracer. So he's going to go pin. He's back on the payload marker. So at the moment, it's just simple delay tactics. 14 seconds to go. Still not in the point. They're getting the kills, though. Now they're going to hit it.
Yeah, that's going to be it here. So that will be Lunatic-Hai taking the second point. But I want to point out as well, Tavik died, and that was such a crucial part. That could have been Misfits holding. But because Eska threw his self-destruct so high and so far in the back, the entirety of Misfits backed away, which Tavik wasn't really, I guess, ready for in that situation. Ended up getting hooked in and died, and eventually maybe costing the point. It's really hard to tell if they would have held it with him not dying or whatnot. But still, 1:10 left to go. Lunatic-Hai, this is crunch time. Like, this is your final push almost basically here. You have the self-destruct, you have the Graviton Surge, but Misfits have a lot of ultimates ready to go.
But Tavik's going to stick on Tracer, so he's not switching back to Soldier. That's a good Earth Shatter finally coming in. Zebasai, Manaton get himself to kills. Reinforce charged in, did get taken down. He was about to pin someone, I didn't see who it was, but he's managed to land that pin, but it has held them up. Now, 57 seconds all remain. This is probably one of the hardest areas to push in, that final push around here, because it's just a straight run into gunfire. It is so hard to finish off here. That's a good hook. That catches Zebasai. He's not going to be able to get away from there. Gets his self-destruct off instead. That might be big. Doesn't manage to get a kill, though.
Yeah, I love what Miro did, though. Instead of actually shielding up the self-destruct right away, he kills Zebasai with his hammer swing, then puts his shield up. And Reinforce is going to have to turn around the shield, or the self-destruct's right above his head. But Tavik catches a triple kill. He gets a quad kill in the end, 3 for the post-bomb, and Manson cleans up Dean. Misfits have just held.
Where did that come from? They were so focused on self-destruct, which actually got launched quite badly because it went and hit nothing effectively above. But like you say, Tavik, he must have zipped around the side there. Quick pulse bomb. They were not prepared for it. We were talking about the fact he stayed. Oh, didn't go back up to Solid 76. And speaking of that, Eska's made that change now. Nano Boost goes down. Is it going to be enough? Earth Chatter comes in from Reinforce, but this is all delay tactics. We're hitting overtime now, and now it's a case of clearing Lunatic-Hai off point. Miro getting himself Nano Boosted around there. Eska's going to try and push and get the flank in, and they are going to get the payload moving. It's going to be all about respawns for Misfits here. Reinforce the only man with Earth Shatter. Zave's about to get the sound barrier. Yeah,
the sound barrier is going to be huge. I think the Earth Shatter and Reinforce is going to be the big linchpin here of how this defense is going to hold. Can Misfits maintain this point? Tavik's on the high ground, just trying to distract, trying to cause a little bit of disturbance here, but they got on the point. They're in contention now. We're still into this overtime, and let's see how it's going to break down.
They've got to touch the point, and that's what's happened. Zebasai getting in there with the Diva. The Earth Shatter comes down, doesn't really catch a great deal, but it does get Taejon down. Miro manages to pin him straight out there. Tavik, he's got his pulse bomb, didn't really get a great deal with it, so it wasn't a great effect, but it's forcing Lunatic-Hai away. Tactical Visor gets popped down. Zebasai's in trouble. He's going to get picked off around the side. He's going to manage to get a glimpse on Nevix. Should be able to take him down. No, manages to run and hide. The rocket doesn't land, but it doesn't matter. The rest of his team are doing damage. Tavik around the side, keeping it alive, but now we're still stacking in overtime. And here comes May. Reinforce gets himself the ice block in there to buy just that little bit more time. Can anyone get close enough? No, the sleep dart and Zebasai will keep him away. And Lunatic-Hai will dodge it.
It got thrown into the air instead of at the ground where he was aiming, so it's a little unfortunate for him. But luckily it didn't matter in the end. But yeah, minute for both teams. Misfits on the attack. And they're going to be going with pretty similar comp they had the first go around.
Yeah, we'll see whether they'll be able to do anything here. So here we go. Charging straight out. Going, like you say, with the same comp. 4 tanks piling through, double support. Get straight aggressive. And this is really the best time they're going to have before the ultis start clicking in there. They have to look at getting down Miro's shield, see if they can get that hook around the side. You can see Manaton is looking for it. There's going to be the May wall. Trying to block them out. He catches out. That's Zaya. The shield comes out just about in time. Doesn't manage to get enough damage down, but Reinforce has been picked off. And that may well have been the only attack they have. 30 seconds on the clock. They're going to chase them down. Yeah, I think that's going to be it.
Yeah, they wanted to go for the reset here, but they still have about 10-15 seconds left. So Zave, he needs to stay alive right now. He needs to not die. They're going to need that speed to get on top of the point, and they might need to switch a couple of heroes around to actually keep it into overtime or throw into overtime in general, which Tavik has now done with Tracer. Ultimates, though, Jaehong at 62%, Dean at 92, which is huge. Because Nevix only at 60%. They're going to have this Nano Boost available.
Reinforce doesn't manage to pin anyone. He was hoping he could get a lucky pin through there. Now they're just going to try everything to keep that point alive. So you can see Eska working down, freezing up Manaton. He's not going to get away from that one. Miro does manage to get himself one as well. Tavik gets a kill, but that is all it's going to be. And Lunatic-Hai, the Earth Shatter comes down. That is all she wrote for Misfits. They will get cleared away from the point. And the Blizzard just tops it off.
Yeah, there's no way, because now you basically have to run in and out of the Blizzard, and you can't really stay in the Blizzard on the payload. So there we go. Misfits not going to be successful in their second attack. Lunatic-Hai hold. Don't leave that man hanging there. Even that, how are you actually going to allow this potential kill to come through? You don't have a hook to pull someone in. You have Tasia on Reaper, so you have close range damage, so you basically have to get in their face. But, well, I don't know. This is really
reading
tough.
into the tank heavy comp, which is good. But as you say, they're going to have one chance
Soldier
and one chance
demolishes
only.
Reaper too.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really hard for Tasia to make this one work, but they're going to have the opportunity. They're going to have the high ground most likely.
Look at that. Tavik instantly focuses on the Reaper the second he sees him come around that corner, so he knows exactly what he wanted to focus on there. Reinforce drops down, does keep him away. Eska's going to try and get into Tavik's face. This is what's been happening multiple times. You can see he tries to work him down, and this actually may well work out. Eska's going to get around their side there. Gets a little help. Manaton going to get chased down. Miro gets the kill. Nevix has been picked off. This is going to work. Lunatic-Hai coming out on top. Tasian's getting all the freedom he needs, but Tavik gets himself one. Zebasai comes in, gets a second. Zave gets himself on the kill feed. And Jaehong and Eska, the last two to run away. And ladies and gentlemen, there's only 10 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to run and gun to get back on the point.
Manton switched to Tracer, Toby switched to Tracer, so they actually dropped the support for Lunatic-Hai just to make sure to contest one. Eska's going to be able to do just that, so he's not going to have a problem here. We're going to have the refight, but he's already lost his suit.
Desuited the second he enters and straight away smashed down by Reinforce. Manaton not having any of it as well. That switch across to the Tracer working wonders, gets himself the double, and we will now go to Nepal for the
team hitting hooks into the death pit as well from the high ground.
I know in the patch they did just put the boop sound effect in there, but I want the boop sound effect for Lucio as well. So when he boops you off the edge,
I would like
get a full boop sound effect. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is a tiebreaker for map number 1. It is a best of 5. Lunatic-Hai and Misfits fighting out, dueling it out to see who can come out on top in map number 1. Could we be going the whole distance in this series? There's a long way to go.
Battle of Shields right now. It looks like Miro actually going for the charge into this one somehow, or he got charged. I didn't see exactly how that happened.
Back, yeah.
And then it looks like they'll just kind of reset here. So Reinforce is a little bit low on HP, but in general, it looks like Misfits have conceded the actual high ground here. They've given this one over to Lunatic-Hai, so they're going to go for the refight here. And they can't just rush straight into the point, because if Tasia puts himself on the high ground, if they get there, they hooked in, and they fall straight down to their deaths. So you have to be really careful about how you
sleep dart. There we go. I was going to say, Tavik, spot it. Nevix must have been screaming. I've sleep darted Eska. Get a rocket on him. Get a rocket on him. Yeah, well, I don't know. Helvete, I don't know what else they'll be screaming out there, but they'll be screaming a lot of things, that's for sure. And that is going to be the switch across coming through here. Don't know about it. Toby's going to get picked off. No need to use Tactical Visor. Nano boosted Miro, though. He's going to get on Tavik. He will pin him down, and this has not switched just yet. The respawns will be in favor of Lunatic-Hai because the fight is lasting longer, and Misfits are forced away. Nice play.
I think either Zebasai got hooked into his death, or he just fell to his death, just so he can probably get the reset with his team. But, I mean, for the most part of that fight, Tavik just wasn't really being threatened. He was allowed to free attack. I didn't really see Dean focus him down on him at all. At least he wasn't hitting his shots necessarily. And then the Earth Strider on Miro just completely set that up for the hold. So 45%. Remember you said before, it's a best of 1 on Nepal. It's not a best of 3. You lose this point, you lost 1 point in the best of 5.
Yeah, it's not ideal. But now we can see Misfits on point. It's going to get challenged out. They jump around the side. Tactical Visor will come down from Eska. He's going to find himself one. That's Zave. That's a big kill straight away, but he did manage to get around the side there and didn't quite get the sound barrier off. Look at that, 96% before he died. And that is going to be once again Misfits cleared off side. There's the hook, there's the fall, and that is going to be Lunatic-Hai. 67% accounted to Tavik if he gets picked up here. Oh no! Both picked off, and that's going to slow things down drastically. They're going to be close to overtime before they re-engage.
Yeah, and these ultimates coming up for Lunatic-Hai are going to be huge. The whole hog to just knock them off the point. You have the self-destruct, even the nano boost, which you don't really have a target to put it onto just yet. The Misfits, they're going to have whole hog relatively soon. Self-destruct as well. The Tactical Visor to Vic is going to be huge here. He has to be able to connect these shots. Jaehong has to get in his face to actually prevent him from doing this damage that they're going to need.
Well, here we go. This is the last, almost final fight for Misfits here to see who's going to take the first map, and Eska's already picked up Tavik. That is a massive kill. Tasia takes down Reinforce. We're seeing Miro getting forced down. Zave boots him off the side. Manaton picks up a kill, but Zebasai has dropped down. Doesn't see whether that was a hook down or not. Tasia gets himself caught out there. Manaton getting the whole hog and getting a lot of damage down. It's not over yet. They're trying to keep the site alive. Manaton pops in. He gets one, but he's going to get taken down by Jaehong. Tavik can't quite get on the point there.
They can do
He's
this.
doing what he can. Reinforce got to get battered down. He gets Toby in there. There's going to be Miro. He's back looking for the charge. He's going to try and force him off, I wonder. Tactical Visor running out for Tavik. And now they've just got to get men in numbers on the point. Miro getting forced down. That shield is not going to last.
Yeah, but they have definitely the numbers there, and Mira has no support, he has no healing. The point hasn't been captured just yet, but somehow Lunatic-Hai are still contested. Finally, they're going to give this one up. They say, Misfits, fine, you can have the point. We don't want to give you too much extra ult percent that you don't need right now, and we're going to try to fight this one back and try to take the victory here, but this is dangerous.
All right.
This is really weird.
We have a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. We never really knew what Misfits was going to turn up like. We knew they have a star-studded lineup, that's for sure, all Swedish, but how they're going to fight is anybody's guess. Zebasai's going to try and launch that self-destruct around the side. Tried to fake it out there, trying to launch himself around the side. Still sitting. That's going to get the hook in there. Self-destruct still ready to go. Eska getting that tactical visor down around the side. Has to run and hide because there's the self-destruct getting launched down. Zebasai back on point, but Zave and Nevix are being picked off. And that's a big problem. Both supports now down. Reinforce can't get that shield up quick enough because Eska's just going to come in and volley him in the back. Toby takes him down. And this point looks like it's going back to Lunatic-Hai. And that's a real problem. Misfits have to get on there and contest as soon as possible.
Not even possible. No one's even close enough here. Nevix is the last man with the self-destruct. It'll put the nail in the coffin. And Lunatic-Hai will take map 1 up against the new Misfits.
So,
Ground and afar is a little bit difficult to do with just Eska. So they're going to have to get a little bit down and dirty. But then again, Misfits, I mean, running no Diva, running Zebasai and Zari, which we know he can play exceptionally well. You see Toby and Jaehong. They're trying to see if anyone was going to, I think, flank around the side.
Yeah, trying for the sneaky flank. Yeah.
But they're just going to sit up on the high ground here. So Misfits have to fight an uphill battle. Question is, do they want to get on the hill too, or do they want to get directly on the point?
Well, they're going straight for the flank all the way around the side. Tveek's going to get himself the high ground. That's exactly what he wants. Tried to get the shot straight away into Dean there. You could see he was aiming, lining it up, but didn't manage to land it. Of course, Eska sitting behind that shield, sitting pretty. So this is an interesting little battle. Tveek's kind of got himself separated from the pack, though, so he's not sitting in this cluster of tanks just around the side. Reinforce is going to get forced in. Zebasai does get picked off, so he's the first man down. Tveek, as we saw many, many times, getting chased down by that Diva, getting picked off. So it is going to be Lunatic-Hai will hold strong as Zave and Manhattan throw themselves off and think, Luminosity, save me!
Okay. Jaehong, though, playing the DV, actually, he 1v1'd. I want to say it was Zave in the beginning. I know, sorry, Zebasai in the beginning. He was able to actually pick the kill onto him with the extra support out of Eska. And then, like, from that, he was able to force Tveek out with the help of Dean, who hit a bio grenade on top of him. Obviously, Tveek, with the bio grenade, you can't actually contest the Diva 1v1. You don't have your bio field you can use. You can't pick up that big health pack that's directly under you, that Mega. So you kind of have to just back away and eventually just die from this one. The Misfits, they seem to want to continue to go for this high ground. Manton being stepped out. They don't have the shield battle one anymore. Jaehong takes down Reinforce.
I didn't say the sleep actually did him favor because Tveek was behind him, and I think the big old hitbox of Roadhog kind of blocked the sleep dart.
Right?
It's
just genetics.
He's just had a lot to eat, that's all. But Tveek actually survived. So okay, so they've got themselves on the side. They did lose one person, but they managed to flank out in time. You can see Tveek trying to get creative, trying to use every little angle. Now, everyone watching at home that's probably played this in ranks, etc., is probably thinking this does not play out how I normally play out. This is how pro games tend to work. You tend to go for the flank maneuvers, of course, giving up the high ground. Jaehong once again finding Zebasai, but this time the nano boost flank comes out for Tveek, and he gets hooked straight in and sleep darted, dealt with absolutely brilliantly. Still not been killed off, but now he gets pushed off the side. I think he actually stepped backwards.
I think he accidentally jumped off.
Yeah, I think he accidentally went. That's pretty disastrous. After all the work the support did to save him.
And the self-check going to come in just to zone them away from the point. I mean, the thing is, Misfits hit a great hook. Manton pulled in Eska. They had the man advantage, but the problem was they just didn't get the kills off the back of that. And Jaehong again on the Diva was able to pick up kill after kill after kill. Misfits having the man advantage were unable to take the point, and now they're starting to really struggle. This must be a map that they're not necessarily have practiced much, I want to say.
The Eska and Tveek zoom in there. The focus face, but Eska has got himself tactical visor, but so does...
No, he used it in the last one. Yeah, Tveek used it. He even got nano boost in that one. They committed a lot to it, but he gets hooked in right away by Tayshian as he comes around the corner, and then dies because he, I guess, fell off.
It's the tag down on Nevix. Yeah, there was no other way around it. He fell off. He stepped away. Here we go. Tactical visor goes down, and run and hide supports because you're in all sorts of trouble. It's Tveek that's trying to get the peek around the side, but you can see the damage that's going down on him. Zebasai down to nothing. He's going to get forced away. He will get taken out by Eska in the end there. Of course, the nano boost comes in just to keep him going that little bit longer. Reinforce, he can't do a great deal. He gets himself a swing, gets a kill, but sadly, it doesn't matter. It's all for naught because Esker's still up here. Tavik, it's a straight up duel, but Jaehong gets in his face.
But they're getting the kills, and Misfits can reinforce this point a lot quicker. Lunatic-Hai can. Esker's pretty much the last one alive here. Eventually, he's just going to jump off because he can't do anything about this. And Nevix with a clutch sleep dart onto Dean from long range allows him to have the healing advantage coming into the fight, and eventually the kill advantage to take the first point here.
So, 4 minutes on the clock is what they have to play with as we move in. Of course, the reason the Lunatic-Hai decide to wipe themselves out of that, you've got to be careful. You can, of course, have a quick switch of points. You've all seen it in these assault map environments. Tavik getting a good heal up there, and you can see they're going to force it. So Tavik getting nano boosted early on here. Sound barrier comes down in reaction to it. You can see he's going to force away, gets himself one on Toby, gets around the back of Miro, quickly runs and flanks, goes around the side because Esker's caught Zave down. Madison has the whole hog available. There's going to be the self-destruct coming out, and he just stands and faces it like a man.
Yeah, Tavik's just going to die as well. He's just going to jump off here on the side. Second time he's died through deaths like that. But anyways, like the point is that
he meant to do it before, of course.
Yeah. On 2 CP maps, it's so hard to finish the map if you don't have a very clean first fight and then still have ultimates left to use later on because of the delay factor that a defending team can put up. So yeah, Misfits, like you can get 1-2 kills, but if you don't get those kills quickly together and you don't keep all of your team alive, it's going to be really hard and almost, I want to say, impossible to actually finish the capture against a good team like Lunatic-Hai is. So it's going to be a big struggle for them, I think, 3 minutes left to actually take this point. They don't really have any ultimates to use here either, and Tajan already able to get the hook on a Manson the kill.
Yeah, didn't even force the ulti out of Esker there, but Esker's been picked off by Tavik there. All for naught, though, sadly, because the rest of the team have gone down. So managing to take down that soldier before using the ulti, but it's just simple ulti build for Misfits there. Unfortunately for them, Lunatic-Hai are going to be sitting on a stack themselves.
Yeah, it was actually better for Lunatic-Hai because they didn't use a single ultimate, still won the fight, and then have more ultimates ready to go into the next one. So now Misfits have to maybe look at a different avenue of attack. They're still going to commit to the same lineup they have because they have theirs that are available.
He had to have caught him with a rogue rocket, like just a sneaky rogue rocket. You see what I said there? A sneaky rocket that Dean wasn't watching, or Dean was maybe focused his attention elsewhere because Esker just dropped while the rest of the action was going. So he must have had his focus on him. Reinforce blocks out the Earth Shatter. Is it going to be enough though as he tries to force himself away? There's Tavik getting himself the ulti down. Can't get his glance onto Dean there. He's got Tactical Advisor ready and waiting to go. Esker does though take down Zebasai as everybody else does to run and hide. Maniton round the side gets him out. Dean on the flank there for Tavik. Gets himself the kill. Miro has to run and hide. This may well be the point switching over. Now it has been a bit of a trickle of kills. Not ideal, but best of times for Misfits, but they might be able to get themselves one of the markers down if they can clear off Jaehong.
He's saved his Tactical Advisor here. Tavik is just looking for the perfect opportunity to use it on the supports. Esker's actually around the corner. He's been able to spot Tavik, able to force him back onto the point here with only 30 HP. He's going to be chased down here in Misfits. Yeah, you got a couple of kills. Yeah, you finally got to the point, but the reinforcements are going to be there, and Lunatic-Hai will hold again.
Esker picks Tavik off just as, it's like the dying action sequence as he dives around the corner, platoon style, just hands in the air. Why? But Misfits themselves do have some decent ultis built up. Toby's going to have the Graviton Surge as well, but you can see Zebasai has one, Tavik has the Nano Boost, Tavik is ready to go. So this might be a good chance for Misfits, but unfortunately they didn't get themselves a marker on the board.
Keep in mind, you said Toby about to have Graviton Surge. So their Lucio player is not playing Lucio. They're actually still running a solo heal out of Dean. So they want to run this quad tank setup with the soldier, and so far it's working out for him. Zebasai's doing a good Graviton Surge off, yes, but Tavik's not going to be effective because of the defense matrix. He has a Tactical Advisor pop, but it's just not going to work out, and Toby hits himself up a double.
It was a double Graviton Surge, so it was back and forth, but Toby is the man that gets the charge up, and that may well be all she wrote for Misfits because that was their big hoorah. They're going to have themselves the Nano Boost still available to use in there, and of course Reinforce has his Earth Shatter, but that is about all she wrote for Misfits as they try and make one final push.
I mean, they're going to have the chance. Toby switched over to Tracer now. He's actually swapped off this already to go to Tracer. Maybe get a good post bomb off to actually finish the fight. If you switch to Tracer now, you're going to have your post bomb up even if you do die. Eventually into the overtime if Misfits do get the point. Tajan, he spun out Nevix. He gets the hook. He doesn't get the kill though. And now he's being pressured because he got Barrow Grenade. He has 13 HP left. Somehow he's still alive. Esker comes to save his life.
Tactical Advisor around the side. The flankaroo works out well for Lunatic-Hai and clears them out. Earth Shatter doesn't really manage to find his mark. And that is going to be Lunatic-Hai successfully defending the point. There's going to be the self-destruct just to put the nail in the coffin. And Misfits cannot complete Volskaya Industries. You know, I have a...
It's like YouTube,
Oh,
YouTube APAC tournament.
The APAC Invitational thing, yeah.
We saw Jaehong on Watch Point Gibraltar absolutely demolishing teams with his Widowmakers. So this is going to be really tough. I don't know, Misfits have to be really careful this one because if Tiebreaker or Nevix or Zave all get caught out, Jaehong can have easy kills.
Yeah, and they're probably going to be expecting the same thing, but now they spot the slide up surely. Jaehong coming around the side. I love the flexibility that Lunatic-Hai actually bring to the game. Like, almost everyone can play different heroes, and that's our first shot landing. And that's going to be a bit of a surprise in the back. But Jaehong getting caught up, having to take a little bit of damage. Tiebreaker getting some good work on him, but the problem is they've got to focus on Jaehong. Now, while this is all happening, they're giving up our first blip there. Taejon comes in, gets Nevix, gets Manaton. That may well be it. Jaehong does get taken down by Tiebreaker, but it doesn't matter because Taejon's just gone off and got himself a triple.
I don't know whether Nevix fell off or he jumped off, but because he dropped down, Taejon and Miro are there to able to focus him down immediately and pick up the kills. And again, Lunatic-Hai, they have a composition that's based around really explosive, really aggressive kind of play. When they get ultimates online, if they combo them correctly, Misfits won't really be able to defend against this. But we're going to see the switch come in. Tiebreaker has to deal with Taejon a little bit better with the Genji and Eska with the flashbang out of McCree, but this is still going to be a tough ask.
Well, yeah, 7 minutes. That's a real tough ask. It was only 4 minutes for Misfits. Well, about 4:20 overall. But for Lunatic-Hai, it is 7 minutes to set themselves up. And as you mentioned, Taejon got himself 4 kills on that initial attack. You can't let a Genji do that.
And
he's going to have himself his Dragon Blade in just a moment as well.
He's in a great position here, actually, because no one can really contest with him. There's really no one to deal with him long range except Tiebreaker. But with him now down, it pretty much just opens the gates immediately for Lunatic-Hai to take this point.
Yeah, one man down. And of course, it was a McCree switch as well, changing away from that soldier. Obviously has to deal with Taejon, who's just been picked off by Manaton there. Jaehong going to get charged down. Zebasai in his face. Eska does manage to get himself 1 kill, but it's quickly reacted to. So Tiebreaker, of course, this is the flexibility. We're talking about the flexibility of Lunatic-Hai. Tiebreaker, of course, switching across through the McCree. Formerly, obviously, played by Soon on Misfits. Now Tiebreaker certainly can match him.
It's going to be really tough, actually, for I think Misfits in general to deal with Jaehong. Like, you do have Zebasai, you do have Tiebreaker. But Jaehong's going to position himself in a way that if Tiebreaker peeks him, like, he's going to have the kill. He's going to have an easy pick off.
There's a massive ult advantage over Lunatic-Hai here.
Yeah, and it's going to be really tough to send Zebasai to deal with him when you need him to block like a pulse bomb coming through, or just in general to do some damage up close and personal. But you can see, you have the infra side up. Anton does take down Taejon though, somehow. And Zebasai's going to immediately go for Jaehong, so they're going to shut this fight down before it even begins. Yeah,
aggressive stuff there, working out well, managing to land the hook. Miro does get himself 1, but it's quickly dealt with. Tiebreaker builds himself up that Deadeye. So Deadeye's going to be available, more importantly Misfits, they're going to have 6 ultis in the next fight.
Okay, so Eska switching from Tracer to Soldier.
So
Jaehong going to Diva.
There we go, yeah, I can say Jaehong had used his ulti in that last attack, so not that it really matters so much on the Widowmaker. Of course, he gives you the vision, but that's about all. But yeah, designed to switch across.
So not ready to Diva, which means Tiebreaker is not really going to have too tough of a time. He's going to be able to actually get a good, clean Deadeye off, unless we do see Taejon get his face and reflect. Has to actually switch the Soldier to Reaper now, so when we get a little bit up close and personal, kind of like what we saw on Hollywood Hollywood on the Tiebreaker part of it, where we saw them play the Reaper up close, and then Zenyatta try to pull them down onto the point, and then just eliminate those tanks with the help of the Discord Orb. But this Deadeye is going to be huge.
Look at Manaton off the side again. Once again, he's almost dealing with Taejon. Taejon's around the side at the moment. Tiebreaker's going to try and get the Deadeye off. Taejon was around there. Didn't see what actually happened to him. Oh, the shield goes down just in time. Toby gets picked off there. Taejon is still loose around the side, but Miro's been picked off, and that's just about enough. Taejon has been dealt with by Manaton. Manaton's kind of been like the almost designated killer of Taejon. He's kind of just like a focus on him. I think that seems to be his job. It's just like, you just protect Tiebreaker as much as possible. Tiebreaker, of course, can deal with him as well, but so far, so good. We're down to 4 minutes, so now Lunatic-Hai are at the same position the Misfits were to see whether they can take this point. So far, they've got themselves that 1 marker, and that's a big part of it. The Misfits are in trouble.
So reminiscent of Rogue there, actually seeing a nano boosted McCree. They used to do that with Unco at AKM to get his Deadeye off quicker, so you can completely catch your team off guard and not have them be prepared. But yeah, Manaton, honestly, he's been playing phenomenal. His hooks he's been hitting has been ridiculous. He's really kind of fit to the team quite well here. Has actually been able to save them quite a few times by eliminating Taejon, who hasn't been able to get his Dragon Blade off yet.
He's been sitting on it for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes so far, but now he's actually found himself a shot into Nevix. Has to back away, but deflects, I think the sleep dart possibly there. Gets around the side. Just heard the Dragon Blade getting picked off. He's so low as well. Reinforce has been taken down by Esker, but it doesn't matter. Nevix has dealt with Tajan around the back himself. We saw that little duel going on briefly there. Miro trying to back away. And again, Misfits hold strong. And really, they didn't lose anyone. They didn't look close to losing anyone there.
Yeah, that was really well done. And that kind of goes back
okay,
to
they've changed. Look at that, Tajan. He had Dragon Blade for 4 minutes, and he switched off away from it.
I mean, they kind of have the explosive comp. Like, a Genji is really good at finishing off a map like this, but switching over the Roadhogs to give him a little bit more kill potential and pick potential. But I'm thinking back to something Vic said about Jaehong and his Genji versus Ana, and he was saying it's really hard, really difficult to take an Ana down 1v1 as a Genji, as long as, you know, the Ana player is smart and knows how to actually keep the cooldowns ready to go, like the body and keep you healthy and also do damage. So you saw Tajan have some struggles against Nevix there. He's a fantastic Ana player. Again, the Neb is coming in with the Deadeye. Doesn't connect though, but he still has the opportunity to pick up some kills here.
Yeah, Nano Boost still on him. Does manage to get a couple of shots on Miro. Has to back away. Esker putting some good damage down here. This is a good chance for Lunatic-Hai to try and push it. They need to get the kills. They get themselves one. Nevix goes down. Manaton dealt with as well. Tavik in trouble. Forced away. The self-destruct comes in. Esker on cleanup duty. And this looks like Lunatic-Hai will be taking the map. Reinforce flies by the screen there, but he doesn't really pick anything up. Tavik will go down. Zave not going to get anything. And Esker absolutely cleaning it up. Manaton switching across to get himself shielded in there just to try and buy as much time as he can with Mei. Nevix, nothing you can do. Zebasai trying to hold on.
But they have an Earth Shatter. That's all they're going to need to turn the tides of this fight because they've already been able to take down Miro. They've already taken down one tank. As long as you take down 1 or 2 people, you completely turn the tides of how a 2 CP map goes at the end here. And then forces it back. Earth comes through. It catches Eska and Toby. Reinforce is going to be slept off eventually, but Tavik's there in the back line doing damage.
Big Earth Shatter from Johnny there. Reinforce landing what he needed to. And while the Misfits were in all sorts of trouble there, as you mentioned, that one Earth Shatter, Lunatic-Hai got themselves absolutely nothing. They had that first marker already, and now they're down to 120, sending Misfits into disarray. Sure, they have no ultis, they've had to switch off. Manaton's no longer on that. He's on the Mei, of course, was on the Hog for a long period of time. But a little bit of chaos! Hello! Execution for Tavik in Esker's face.
He's looking for the pulse bomb too, but he's just going to back away. There's no real need for him to commit it into this one since Lunatic-Hai didn't use anything into this fight. Actually, he's going for the pulse bomb. Okay, no, he's sorry. He backs away. I'm just really confused on how he's kind of playing this one, just trying to be more of a fly that's just distracting them until they do go for the commit.
I mean, obviously, didn't need to be on the McCree anymore because the Genji has been switched out. Tajan now on the Tracer himself, so explosive end possibly here as Tajan tries to get the flank around. You can see Tavik chasing him down, gets around. The sleep dart comes out once again. Perfect play from Nevix. Gets in there. There's going to jump around the side. He's going to throw that pulse bomb out. No, just causes disarray. Backs out straight away. Runs the clock down. 30 seconds and counting for Lunatic-Hai. They've had 6.5 minutes already to try and capture this final point.
This is going to be really difficult for Lunatic-Hai. They do have the pulse bomb and the nano boost available, so they have Eska thrown onto or Miro just get him extra tank as they push into the point here. But Tavix, he's looking for the back line. He gets the pulse bomb. He sticks it, but somehow Jaehong keeps him alive with the shield.
Rewinds, doesn't get around alive, but he managed to get the Blizzard down as well. You can see there, Manaton getting the damage in. He gets himself one. Tavik picks off Esker. Dean comes in though, gets a quick double. And this is Smite well switch on his head, but here comes the support. Tavik is still alive, trying to zip himself around. Nevix up top there. Also got Zebasai in close on the Diva. Got a nano boosted up Zebasai on Diva there. That was pretty crazy. You don't often see that one, but Miro trying to swing away with a hammer. But of course, the respawns will be in favor. You can see the self-destruct now available for Zebasai, looking to launch it over the top. That will keep them away. They're walled in. Nothing they can do. The shield comes down. It blocks it, but it's forced them off the point. We're into overtime. Johnny with the Earth Shatter once again. Reinforce, swing, hit, and a miss. And that is going to be all she wrote. It is going to be, once again, a tiebreaker on Nepal. As we move once again to Nepal.
Looks like comps would be generally similar. Well, never mind. Why would I even say that? I just thought Lucer's like, all right, they're similar. No, we have the Winston by Miro. We have the Tracer played by Tajan and Eska on the Reaper. So again, trying to get in their face, trying to be doing a lot of damage. Actually, with Miro playing the Winston, they really definitely want to get in their face and kind of jump into this one. But Manson, again, he's been hitting hook after hook after hook. D now being focused on by Tavik. Problem for Lunatic-Hai is they don't have the Reinhardts. They don't have the ability to sit behind a shield at all. They have to force these fights.
Well, I mean, while it was looking good for a moment there for Misfits, Esker comes in, gets a quick double, both tanks going down, and it forces Misfits off the point. He's going to teleport up into the point and capture that out in just a second. So, looks like Lunatic-Hai, as they did on Sanctum in the first tiebreaker map on Nepal, will be picking up the first point.
Yeah, kind of surprised I actually see that work for them. I guess Misfits dropped in off the high ground where Eska was already waiting and had clean kills because Misfits were already a little bit low from the help of Miro, who, again, is just going to be such an important factor of how these fights go because he needs to stay alive, he needs to have these shields up to allow and facilitate his team to pick up some of these kills. But you can see him pulling this choke. Eska, he's got Wraith forms, he's not really too worried. I think Manson had his hook on cooldown, so he's not really under threat of that either. And now he's got to be a little bit careful here as they're trying to come in from the side yet again.
I'm trying to keep my eye on where Tavik went. We saw him on a really long flank. There he is. He's right around the side. Now I was just thinking, maybe he's in prime position to get Dean off. He's got Tactical Visor up. If he can pop around the side, Tactical Visor could get dropped. He doesn't need him for Lucio. He's got to be careful about Sleep Dart. Now he's going to have Miro in his face, and that's something nobody wants.
Yeah, and Zebasai's just going to suicide here. So again, Misfits not really able to capture the point within the first couple of minutes. Lunatic-Hai up to 50%, and they have ultimates ready to go. I don't think they haven't used a single ultimate just yet in these fights. And Misfits have switched things over. Manitin, no longer on the Roadhog, because obviously when there's a Reaper in the enemy team, you can't really do that too easily unless you hit those hooks. But he's going to be on the Tracer this time. So he's going to try to be a little bit more of a nuisance and get towards Dean and Toby. If him and Tavik can work really well together, it's really be hard for Lunatic-Hai to keep the supports alive.
Well, Xavier going down instantly. There's the sound barrier going down, but honestly, I don't think it was needed. I really don't. It was looking like it was pretty much clean-up duty here for Lunatic-Hai, 70% and counting. They almost snuck the point in there, but Lunatic-Hai will sweep them out. And now we're going to be close to 90% before Misfits get themselves another challenge. Are we going to see 100-0 on a tiebreaker? Well, that would be devastating.
That would be. But credit to Lunatic-Hai, like the sound barrier agree was kind of a little bit weird until I noticed that Tavik and Nevix both popped Tactical Visor and Nano Boost. So they were trying to actually prevent that damage with the help of the sound barrier to actually, kind of mitigate that and eliminate altogether. And they still have real switch ready to go. Goodbye,
Tavik. In comes Dean. Gets himself the kill. Eska didn't pick up a great deal there, but he gets Zebasai down. Self-destruct on point. Little overkill, perhaps. Who knows? Manitin not going to get a great deal here. Will get himself a single kill on Miro there, but that's about all she wrote. And that is going to be straightforward as Xavier gets picked off. Lunatic-Hai take themselves 100-0 here on Nepal in a real solid tiebreaker. 2-0 now for Lunatic-Hai.
Demon. I'm looked in almost every single time. So why not go Reaper? And with the help of Dean with the Discord Orb, you can take care of pretty much any of the tanks, pretty much anyone on the opposing team with relative ease. And with the Mei there out of Eska to kind of go back to the old school kind of meta, except they don't have the Ana, the Mei Reaper combo. You can separate targets, and you can also freeze targets to allow easy kills for Tasia.
Oh, Lunatic-Hai not having any of it. The usual mid-battler goes on, choosing instead to go around the side, and that's a great little separation. Reinforced, pinned in the corner. He's going to get the charge showdown. Gets Eska in the back there. Is it going to be enough, though? With that big tank down, Tasia almost getting launched off the backside, but it's not quite enough. He's going to focus himself down on Xavier, and now with a close quarters Reaper, it's only going to be bad news for Misfits. Gets the hook in, but unfortunately, Manitin will fall to Tasia, just bringing him closer to get those shotguns off in his stomach.
Yeah, the Hellfire shotguns. Really smart play by Lunatic-Hai to know what their comp is in excel at, close quarters, and know where Misfits can really be pushed into a really bad position. So they get directly on point. They force the fight with the help of the wall. Even though Eska did get charged immediately, it allowed Tasia a lot of freedom. He's at 71% of his ultimate. Look at the side of Misfits. No one's even close to that. So Lunatic-Hai will definitely have ultimates up first. Not to mention if Reinforce keeps getting walled off like this, if their support's not there on the rest of Misfits, then it's going to be really hard for them to take this point back.
Well, Tavik making that changeover already over to the McCree as well. It's working out well from Zebasai onto the Diva as well. That's Reinforced launching one off the side. That's a great little shot there. Toby getting plucked out of the air there. Eska gets himself the shot though. The icicle to the face of Tavik will be enough to slow him down. Xavier goes down, and just as we saw on the pole twice over already, Lunatic-Hai get themselves that first point early and hold it solidly. Now, I don't know whether that was a misclick from Dean there. I was just looking, I was thinking, okay, he's in no danger, but that could be a big deal.
But I mean, something we just saw is something you pointed out. Like, you lose that first fight, you lose 1%.
Oh, dear.
And Lunatic-Hai, even though they lost a couple of people immediately in that fight with Miro getting charged, they still had ultimates to counter this one with. And again, Tasia going to be coming back in with the Death Boss and picking up two. Even Miro gets a charge on a Reinforce, and Lunatic-Hai will hold again.
No one looked in the corner, and that's the deadly duo. Eska practicing his shots there on his teammates. So while Dean did use his Transcendence a little early or a little randomly, maybe a bit of a misclick, it doesn't seem to have affected them. Now they have Blizzard available, which is going to freeze up that point, 79% and counting. It's going to be really hard for Misfits to try and clear them out now.
Especially with the Blizzard on the point when you have to kind of fight on it as Misfits. So maybe somehow Zebasai can actually eat the Blizzard.
There it is.
They won't be able to. That's their shot coming through, not connecting either. And the charge will come in to follow up with. But Zebasai, you got the boop on a Toby. He knocked him off the entire map here. That's 2 quick kills for Misfits. And now with ultimates to use, they might be able to take this one back.
Oh, Zebasai gets himself another there. That's Tajan going down, but Tiebreaker's been dealt with. Dean takes him out. Zave, though, and they do clear the point out. So Misfits finally get themselves a little marker on the board as we hit overtime. And it was about time as well. Dean does drop himself out. Now, they have a good ult build-up as well in their bank as well. You can see it stacked out there. So Misfits in a pretty good position to hold this.
I really want to point out, though, really quickly, Eska had such a sexy wall off with his mate because he walled off the self-destruct to keep him and Jaehong alive so they continue to fight. Obviously, it didn't matter in the end, but it was still really cool to see someone using that mechanic. Tivic gonna get taken out by a Helix truck out of Eska. Well, he's popping the Deadeye. Even Tasia getting subbed off towards the side, but that's going to be huge.
That could be huge. Sound Barrier does luckily get down and saves Reinforced. He got sleep darted there. You can see the Graviton Surge forcing them in there. This is disastrous. Lunatic-Hai absolutely smashing them to oblivion. That is going to be the point switching over. Overtime or not, that is Misfits just wrecked. Tavik comes back. He's the last man standing after getting back in there, but he's dead already. Dean takes him down with the orbs.
And there we go. Lunatic-Hai will take the first point. That is going to be tough. That's going to be a tough pill for Misfits to swallow.
5 days. They practiced a certain comp.
I mean,
they practiced a certain map. They practiced a few things, and they just haven't. Obviously, all the players are flexible. We know they are. That's the reason that they've recreated this team. They've shifted things around to fix the meta, but we'll see how it works. We're straight into command center though. There's going to be the hook already. Taejun manages to catch on Manaton. Eska gets the kill in the end. Miro gets another, and this is just as it's been all the way through. Tavik, run and hide because you're going down, and now the full flank comes in. Nevik's got nowhere to run. He's going to get picked off eventually, and Lunatic-Hai are going to start off with the point once again.
So 95% separates Misfits from going home already in the first game of the tournament or having another chance as we move on to Night Market. But you have the nano boost out of Dean. He's already ready to go. And considering Dean, he transitioned from main tank to being the main support player for the team, playing on the Ana, replacing Jaehong on the Ana. That's a tough ask, right? But he's been doing a fantastic job. He's hit a lot of really crucial sleep darts. He's able to deal with people 1v1 as well, like Jaehong did before.
He's been caught out of position a couple of times, I would say that. He's certainly been caught. You think back to Hollywood, but so far he's just got better and better. Miro's Earth Shatter around the side there. Only catches Manaton out, not a great deal from it. A little aggressive on the Earth Shatter as well, but it's done enough to force Misfits back and bought them more crucial minutes on the scoreboard as it ticks past 40%.
Yeah, so that Earth Shatter was used because they wanted to solidify this position hold for Jaehong's Graviton Surge. So they 100% wanted to commit what they needed to maintain the spot because of how effective and how much of a choke point this is going to be here. Zebasai has to somehow eliminate this Graviton Surge, but he runs straight past them, gets it down. They're going to be pulled all together, but there's still that shield there to protect them.
Oh, self-destruct thrown in there. This could be devastating. It's a double self-destruct. Back and forward they go. Eska's the one that comes out on top. You can see Tavik trying to force him away. He has a Graviton Surge of his own, but the rest of his team are down 65% and counting. And it keeps on ticking. Lunatic-Hai, though, realize they might have to give up some ground here.
Yeah, they're just going to back away a little bit here. Hope that Tasia can get a nice hook to actually get a pick so they have the man advantage. But they do have the longevity. They have the Sound Barrier, so at least they have that support ultimate to use. The problem is the Graviton Surge. And Misfits are not going to hold back these ultimates because they need this point, and they need it now.
Oh, they managed to catch it. It's going to work out well. There's the Sound Barrier going down. The whole hog pumping in towards that shield, but nobody goes down from the total combo of ultis, and that's a big deal. Misfits really could have done with something there. Now, Reinforcer's still got the Earth Shatter. He manages to catch one down, but it didn't really have a great effect. Miro gets the pin on him in the end. Mataton forced away. He can't get himself the kill down. Zebasai will pick off Dean eventually, but that is about all. Zave gets another on Taejun, but the rest of the team are coming round, and Miro lands the Earth Shatter that may well end the tournament for Misfits, as Lunatic-Hai are in a little bit of trouble. They're getting forced off point at last.
Yeah, somehow Misfits actually maintain this one. They hold on strong here. As Manson even switch over to Tracer to try to at least help out, but they capture the point, so 99% for Lunatic-Hai. Misfits at 5. Let's see if they can turn things around. They don't really have any ultimates to use here. Neither does Lunatic-Hai at this rate, but with the way Lunatic-Hai has been playing, it's just been, in general, more solid in terms of these compositions, in terms of how they play the comp correctly and how they don't really make any mistakes.
Tavik just got Graviton Surge tick in. That could be a massive part in this fight once again. You can see him rushing forward. He wants to get it down. He gets the use off, and it's going to work out well. This time they do have the damage coming through. Nevix gets himself rolled. Reinforce flies on through, and Lunatic-Hai get themselves picked apart there. One ulti used, And that is a successful hold. 30% and counting for the Misfits.
Such a sexy bio grenade out of Nevix. You can't underestimate how important that is, because he hits it on every single man on Lunatic-Hai, so there's just no way you're going to heal any of the damage that's being done, and they just collapse on them, able to save quite a few ultimates on top of that. And now, with an Earth Shatter and a Self-Destruct to use, Lunatic-Hai still nothing available except Jaehong's going to have Graviton Surge soon. It's going to be tough for the retake.
The problem is that Lunatic-Hai, after this fight, are going to have a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
Zebasai has to land his self-destruct perfectly.
Oh, the Earth Shatter!
He's going to get it around the side, will get himself to... Oh, what? Blew them away there.
No,
yeah,
he
got the D-suit. Okay, he managed to get them out there. It will force them away, and it will hold them off. 60% and counting for Misfits to keep their tournament hopes alive.
But like you said, Lunatic-Hai are going to come back with a decent amount of ultimates. The Sound Barrier, the Graviton Surge, and Misfits have only a Nano Boost. Though Tiebreaker is already back up to 85%.
Well, yeah.
Like, this is actually really well done by Tiebreaker to just build up this much ult percent, just do this much raw damage in these fights to have his Graviton Surge up again.
Okay, it's going to be a flank around the side. Are they going to go up high? Are they going to go straight through the middle? They're going straight through the middle. Okay, look at this. The flanking Graviton Surge is going to catch them off guard. They're not looking. They're not expecting it. There's the Graviton Surge. The self-destruct gets launched in there. And Lunatic-Hai forces them down. Nevix gets picked off. The damage is enough from Lunatic-Hai. And Misfits just getting wrecked around the side. They were not expecting that. Beautifully, beautifully flanked from Lunatic-Hai.
And Nevix was the man to go down. He's the one that had his only ultimate available to go here, and we're taking away.
That is it.
Lunatic-Hai is so going to contest. Zavi's finally going to be able to come in.
That is all she wrote. That's going to be the hook. Maniton pulled in. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Lunatic-Hai